All right. Perfect. We're rolling. Merri Ann, Jason, thank you
Hi.
guys for being here.
Thanks.
What is Biscuits and Bandits?
So, what is Biscuit Bandits? Biscuit Bandits is a new food trailer to Bozeman that we started when we moved to Montana. It serves Southern style buttermilk biscuits,
Okay.
but we do ours a little bit differently. So, it's more or less, it's not your sandwich biscuit like everybody's used to getting when they think about a biscuit. We have all of our ingredients mixed in with the dough as it rises. So it comes out in like an oversized muffin style, but it's a biscuit.
Yum.
Yeah, yeah. And we do a lot of different flavors. It's not just breakfast. We do a lot of lunch varieties as well. But people really do enjoy our breakfast biscuits.
Yeah.
I bake them fresh every day or every time that we're out.
And tell me where you guys are from.
Georgia.
Okay. So how important are biscuits in Georgia?
Well, when we moved here, that was the one thing that we found that was not we they were completely different than the biscuits that we grew up on. So biscuits from Georgia, I guess, are more.
It's kind of a Southern staple,
Yeah,
to
it
be
is a
honest.
Southern
It's a
staple.
breakfast to go, it's very common from gas stations to little restaurants, mom and pops, little
Yeah.
stores that have biscuits everywhere. So
Most people, if you sit
yeah.
down to have a Southern meal, you're either going to have biscuits or you're going to have cornbread
hmm
with your meal. So biscuits is a big staple in the South.
I think it's great because I think one of the great things about Bozeman is there's people from all over the country and all over the world.
Yeah.
And that's why we have such a great variety of food.
Yeah, there is. And we've found though that it's a lot different than what we are like what the flavor than what we're used to in the South. It's a lot different.
Yeah, it is. But it's good to provide
But we come from
something.
Atlanta, and so Atlanta has so many different restaurants and so many different varieties of food. You can just get anything that you would ever think you would want. And then coming here, being smaller, even though Bozeman is a bigger city, but it's still smaller than what we're used to.
Yeah.
The variety and things like that are not as much as it is in Atlanta.
Yeah.
I know Atlanta, the Delta flight to Atlanta because it's so brilliant because they call it the 406 flight.
They do, and
So
I just flew back to Georgia earlier in the month, and that's what he said. He said, "Did you notice that your flight's 406?" And I was like, "No, I didn't even notice that." So, yeah, that is pretty cool.
It's the one flight number I know off the top of my head.
Yeah, yeah.
Great marketing.
I did. Well, that's cool because I thought that it just happened to be my flight, but apparently that is the flight to Atlanta.
So tell me how this journey starts. How you guys how do you guys get a food truck? Were you doing this before?
No. So we have never done a food truck before. I've cooked my whole life. I mean, even since I was a little child, I'd always cooked. And when we moved here, we decided that we didn't want to work for someone else, that we wanted to start our own and have our own business. And we just kind of jostled around the idea of what we could do and what we could do to make us happy.
Yeah.
And he was like, "Why don't you cook your biscuits?" I was like, "Okay, let's try it out." So we literally were in the kitchen in our apartment for months. Just our neighbors, bless them, they were our guinea pigs. We'd just bake all these biscuits and we'd take them to our neighbor, and we're like, "Tell us how they are."
They probably didn't mind.
No, they
they're
did
great
not.
customers.
No,
Yeah, so
they're
they're
great
fantastic.
customers.
It worked out.
Yeah, they really enjoyed all the free samples that they got, but it helped us out, So we spent a lot of our summer last year developing this idea and trying to figure out what we want from this food trailer and how we want to market it to everyone else. And from us, because genuinely we love to serve all of our customers. We have a really good time out there, and try to relate that to them as well. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
When they come up to the window, we want them to see that we're having a good time. So that's important to us.
Before we keep rolling with today's episodes, I want to tell you about someone who changed how we show up as a business. When clients land on our website, we hear the same thing over and over. It just feels right. Amy of Unbridled Form asked us questions we'd never thought to ask ourselves, helped us figure out the deeper identity underneath our services, and translated that into a brand world we're genuinely proud of. Our ongoing partnership is easily one of the best investments we've made. Learn more at unbridledform.com. Now back to the show. So tell me about the standard menu that you offer out of the truck. And it sounds like you said breakfast and lunch.
We do. So standard, if you ever come to my truck, I'm always 9 times out of 10, I'm always going to have biscuit and gravy. And I'm always going to have the Outlaw, which is our pizza biscuit. That's been a big crowd pleaser. So I always try to have that. As far as having breakfast at like when we go to later in the day farmers markets, normally I don't have our breakfast biscuits. I have more of our lunch stuff. Those different varieties kind of vary on if I've had this last week, do I want to give them something new this week to try? So those kind of go in and out of what we think we want to serve that day.
Well, we have multiple different ones. I mean, we have very creative ones. We have a hot dog biscuit. We have a pizza biscuit. We have a Reuben biscuit. We have a mac and cheese biscuit.
Yeah.
A chocolate chip one.
Yeah, we have sweet ones as well.
A whole variety. It's not just breakfast, you know? So, and it's fun. It's just fun food. It's creative. It's just a festival food. You can just walk around. It comes in a muffin style thing. You just walk around and munch on it. You know, it's super easy, super good.
Yeah, I tell everybody I'm working out of a trailer, so I don't have anywhere to roll out biscuits, you know what I mean, and make them like traditionally. And this was kind of like my one thing I thought, maybe this will work. I'll just put everything in there and they can eat it on the go, which is something that was important to us.
I think my fiance will be interested in your mac and cheese.
And that's one of carbs on carbs plus extra cheese. You can't beat that to me personally. I think it's great. I enjoy that one. He likes the hot dog one a lot. It's kind of like a big corn dog without a stick.
Okay.
You know what I mean? If that makes you kind of envision it. Except there's just tons of hot dog just kind of mixed in there. So it's not
cheese
one
baked in with the dough.
So let's get into what does this biscuit look like? Because I'm thinking of the pizza one. So tell me like how this is made or prepared.
So everything starts with the same base,
okay.
Which it is my grandmother's recipe. She taught me to make biscuits a long time ago, although I feel like I can't ever live up to her biscuits, but I try my best. So they all start out with the same biscuit base, which is we use an unbleached flour and butter and buttermilk, which you guys don't have a lot of that here, I found. Buttermilk is a Southern staple as well at home. So it all starts out with that base. And then whatever biscuit I'm making, I put the ingredients in with that and then mix it together. So if I'm making the pizza one, it has pepperoni, it has cheese, and it has an Italian spice in it as well. So all that blends together.
Just all baked in pretty much? Oh, this is interesting.
Yeah. So it all starts out in the same base. And then I just add the ingredients and I mix that together to form the dough. And then I scoop that dough out into larger muffin tin pans, and they kind of come out just an overstuffed biscuit, but it's got all the goodness mixed in.
There's lots of reference photos on our website too.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, our social media. I try to,
we update. We post a lot. Yeah. She does really well with our social media. She's always on Instagram and Facebook. A lot with that.
So the mac and cheese is baked into the...
Yes.
This is so interesting.
Yes. So I get the mac and cheese. Like I said, I start with the same base. And then I add the mac and cheese in there. And then the extra cheese, I blend that together and form the dough. And then that's what bakes.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Now I'm bummed I didn't try your guys' thing when you were out there.
No, I know.
I know we just had too much. I'm too full to go back out
and
there.
That's what I try to explain when people walk by the trailer, because it is they're curious.
Yeah.
And they're like, mac and cheese. And so we try to explain that to them when they walk up to the trailer, like it's not what you're expecting. And a lot of people want to see one. So I just grab it out. I told one lady the other day, I felt like Barker's Beauty, like one of Bob Barker's girls. I was like,
showcasing a biscuit.
Yeah. But people want to see because it's so different and it's not your normal, what you would normally think,
Don't they have those, maybe it's at Starbucks I'm thinking of, they have those pretty much preserved ones that sit in the case. And they just sit there, and I don't think they ever serve them, but it's so you have a visual of what it is.
They're kind of like those little egg bites or something like that. So our breakfast one it's kind of similar to that, except this is better for you because you can actually process this. It's not anything processed. But that as well, it's all blended together. So you get eggs and bacon and cheese blended in with that.
This sounds
for
good.
breakfast. Yeah.
Most of it's all local products. We use wheat Montana flour, which is nice
Nice.
having that local. We use a redneck sausage, which is also
Yep.
Montana local. So yeah, as much as we can do local, we're
We
doing.
try to, and we also try to we make these biscuits. It is a biscuit. I mean, you can't get past that fact, but we try to make it as healthy as you can so that your body can process it. We're very health conscious as far as what we eat in our day-to-day diet. And so we want to give that back out to everybody else. You know, we wouldn't eat something that's, you know, can sit on your counter for 5 weeks and never mold. You know what I mean? We don't want that. So
It's
we
not
don't want
good
to serve
after
that,
a couple
you
of
know?
days.
Yeah. So everything is good that you can process it through your body.
Yeah, I think I've heard that. I don't know where I heard this, so don't check me on it. But basically, like a sausage McMuffin or maybe a quarter pounder from McDonald's, you could sit out and it'll look the same in a
Have
couple
you
months.
seen those
And it would be
videos?
years. You can literally, you
those
know, and
people
that's
kept
not
those
normal.
hamburgers like wrapped up for years,
Yeah.
and then there's no mold or anything, which is this is so bad for you.
Yeah.
You know, and that's something that we don't want.
Which that's
you know?
things that people don't understand today is like even in fast food that there's so much bioengineered food that what you're eating is not really food. You know, you think, oh, it's just a biscuit, just a burger. Well, it's not really meat. It's not really a bun. You know, it's not bread. It's not the things that we used to think as, you know, kids like, oh, it's okay to eat, you know, a burger, you know, well, it's okay to eat a real burger with beef, you know, if it's Montana beef, it's great,
but it's
you know,
not like that now.
but it's so much process out there. It's just dangerous. So we stay way away from that stuff.
Yeah. And I was just talking to someone else. I think it was Keenan. He's got a food truck too. Provecho, the tacos. And he was saying, you know, like you can source as much from Montana as you can within reason. We're also in the middle of the country. So
Exactly.
it gets tricky.
It does. It does. And we've tried our best to get as much as we can locally, just because we want to support the community just like they're supporting us.
Yeah.
You know, so that's important to us.
I don't know if you guys know of Aurora Bakery. So Aurora, she came into the podcast. It's a French bakery. She's got a spot kind of down the road here. It's like Four Corners, and then she's also in the Baxter, but she imports all her flour from France
Are you serious?
because that's where she's from. So she's honoring her heritage, but I think that flour is a lot healthier because there's much different restrictions on wheat and everything there.
I'm sure. Well, you know, my grandmother started with, you know, white lily flour, which I don't even know if you can get white lily here. Can we get white lily here?
I think it's very rare to see here.
Yeah.
But yeah.
You know,
I mean,
that
it's just,
and she had like Crisco, which are both just terrible for you. And we didn't want to go that route. So, you know, we found Montana wheat, which is it's
just
a great
been
flour.
amazing. And it worked with when we started to bake here as opposed to Georgia. Elevation is definitely different. And baking is totally different when you change elevation. So our recipe really didn't work for the elevation, and Montana wheat really came through with that. So it was a nice switch for us anyways.
Yeah. How was that process coming
from Georgia here? So from the get-go,
amazing. Montana's amazing. That's not telling anyone, but yes.
It's been a big process. We actually took a road trip before we moved here, and we took some time off from our jobs, and we decided we were just going to go for it and just go and have fun. We had no plan. We just knew that Montana was our ending point. Jason's worked with a guy in Atlanta that lives in Three Forks. He's a really good friend of his, and that was like our ending point. We didn't know when we were going to get there. We just knew that's where we were going to stop.
We figured it'd be a couple of months.
Yeah. So we ended up, when we got here to Montana, we stayed a couple of weeks here, and both of us were kind of like, I don't think we want to go back, you know? And so before we left, we actually already had a lease signed, and we had 1 month to get home and pack up our entire everything, our life.
Our whole house, our lives and everything.
Yeah, and move back here in a month. So that's what we did. So we went back and we sold some things. Full court press. and packed some things. And we had a caravan of stuff moving across the U.S. to get us back to Montana in a month. So it was
very cool.
It
Very
was cool.
stressful.
Stressful.
It's
But
a
it
lot of
was
pressure.
a lot of pressure, but it was cool.
Well
And
worth
then,
it.
you know, when we got here, we honestly, for the first time in our lives, were able to enjoy a summer. We did everything and anything we could outdoors because in Georgia, the humidity and the heat is killer. You know, you walk outside and the air is so thick. I mean, you feel like you can just cut it and walk through it, you know. And so being outside in Georgia in the summer, it's not fun. You don't want to do anything but sit inside unless you're by water. And then with that, it's not nice water. It's dirty and it's polluted. And that's the truth. So we came here and it was the first time we ever were able to enjoy the entire summer of the way that we want to enjoy it, you know.
My mother lives in Knoxville, and me and my fiance just went there probably a month ago to visit, and it's so hard to sleep. Like, I wanted the AC on like 50, and they like it on like 72. I'm like, put it on like 60.
I
but-
know that the other night
It's
we
just
were
sticky.
going
Yeah.
to bed and I told him, I was like, I think I'm going to turn the air off, you know, while we go to bed. And he was like, okay. And I would have never said that
Yeah.
in Georgia, like turn the air off. You're going to kill yourself, you know, because it's so thick and so hot, you know? So it took us a minute to get used to that too, you know, opening our windows.
Yeah.
Things that are normal here that nobody ever even thinks about, but you wouldn't open a window because the bugs and the heat and it's safety reasons as well.
I know it's becoming a little more common air conditioning here, but it always wasn't very common for a long time.
I can understand why it's not terrible. I mean,
Yeah.
you don't have, you know, there's warmer days and they'll get warmer as we go through the season, but it's not a terrible heat. You know, I mean, once you're in the house and you open a window or turn some fans on and things like that, it's pretty comfy.
Yeah, I would say this place is definitely manageable without an AC unit. Like
Yeah.
if you didn't have central heat and air, it's totally, I mean, not the heat, but
Yeah.
Yeah, not heat.
air
Yeah,
for
the
sure.
air. Yeah.
It's definitely.
Okay, so you guys get here, you start this food truck. How's the journey of the food truck been for you guys? Because that's close quarters to be working together.
It is. It's
Man,
real tight.
it is
It's
tight.
been fun.
It's been amazing. We actually the community here has been so wonderful to us. You know, we came into this not knowing, we really didn't know what we were doing. We had to learn every single step, including how to function in that trailer. Because we didn't know anything about
Yeah,
that
I mean,
either.
we it's
And,
not our
we-
forte at all.
Right. And so the community has been just really open arms with us, and we've gotten a lot of opportunities just being out day to day. When we first got the trailer up and going, Murdoch's was just super gracious to us on North 7th and Bozeman. Casey Joe, the manager there, I'm forever in her debt
Yeah,
because
she's the coolest ever.
she opened it up and said, yeah, I'll give you guys a shot. You know, Murdoch's doesn't really let food trucks park in their parking lot. And we got out there and we just hustled every day. And the opportunities that have come to us just being out there have been absolutely amazing. One of the major accomplishments was getting in with the Bobcats at
nice.
MSU. And, you know, that was just random. We were out there one day and
Coach Monaco.
Coach Monaco came by, he was going fishing, and he was like, I'm kind of hungry. And he stopped by and got one of our biscuits, and that led to this, led to this. And we were able to feed the Bobcats during their spring training. And then we were able to get some events up at the stadium. We did Mumford & Sons when they came into
Nice.
town.
Yeah, that was good.
Oh, it was loads of fun.
Yeah, that was great.
That happened to be the day after my birthday. So I was like, what a birthday gift. I get to hear a concert and I get to serve people. So it was great. But we're also going to be able to be there home games
Oh, nice.
at the stadium this year. So that's just the biggest opportunity for us.
Yeah, because it's going to be, you know, we're there all day. We're going to be there morning till night for serving for them. So we're really excited about doing anything really in the
Yeah.
community.
I'll tell my sister about it because they,
Season
my
ticket.
sister and brother-in-law are, they both graduated from MSU
Yeah.
and they tailgate every
Oh,
Bobcats
yeah.
game. So
And,
they will be there.
You know, which is great for us because and being from Georgia, and actually he's from Atlanta, but I'm actually from a smaller town outside of Atlanta. It's closer to Athens, where the University of Georgia is. So I'm so used to seeing everything Bulldogs, University of Georgia, and it's so huge. And then to come here, and it's not as big, but the fan base is
So
wonderful
thick,
with the
yeah.
Bobcats. So I'm excited, you
Yeah.
know, to be a part of those days and to be able to be outside the stadium and hear everything, because it's going to be a new opportunity not to hear people yell "Go Dogs." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're yelling.
But, you know, I mean,
Bobcats, so.
after serving those guys, what great guys, too. Those athletes are spectacular young men, just fantastic dudes.
They are.
So, yeah, we had fun.
we had loads of
Fun
fun
group
with
of
that.
guys, too, to work with.
Yeah, Bobcats football is a community event here.
It
Like, you
is.
see the flags that they put down on Main Street.
Oh, yeah,
on the
it's
weekends.
I
like
do.
everyone is.
It's
Yeah.
it's a following. They have
It's
it.
great.
Yeah, it's fun.
So we're super stoked to be a part of that, because, you know, that's a big part of the community, which is what we want to be a part of.
Yeah.
You know, that's a big deal. Like when we first started this trailer, our thought process was that we really wanted to reach out to this community. That was our most important thing, is to bring, you know, all the locals to us and know that they can come and get, you know, breakfast or lunch, and, you know, it would be affordable, but also, you know, fill your belly with something that's homemade, you know, and not something from, you know, the town pump.
Yeah.
gas station. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah, I hear ya.
They can just come see us, and we're fast. You know, that's one thing that I want to say. We try to have everything made and ready, so when you do come to our trailer and you order, there's no like waiting in line and waiting for your biscuits. They're already made. So as soon as you order, I'm grabbing it out to hand it over. Because that was kind of like, you know, you never want to stand in line forever, and then
Yeah.
you're missing half of what you're there for. And I didn't want that. So we tried to figure out ways to make this as streamlined so we can have that fast response of, you know, giving everything out for them. So
you
there's
guys-
no wait.
Do you guys do any kind of secret menu?
Let me tell you, I have so many things stored up in my mind, and he gets on to me all the time because I've always never cooked like recipe. I've always just been like, that looks good. Yeah, I think that's enough.
So I think, and
But
so to that question, I think we're gonna do like a chef special like biscuit, like, and do revolving ones, because we have
Yeah.
ones that we do kind of switch up. That's not on our menu typically. I mean,
Yeah,
I do
but
a fruity pebble one. I
Yeah.
do a rocky road
so
one.
we have a lot of ones that are stored up in our brains that we want to bring out throughout the seasons. You know, just to throw out there and say, hey, it's just a special. It's only going to be for this week or whatever, and but still keep the same stuff that everybody wants to come back for, because, you know, sometimes I might not have the mac and cheese and I see disappointed faces, you know, but I try to keep it just interesting, you know, where there's something different every time they come and they can try something else.
There's got to be a way to survey the community and find out there should be like a Bobcat special.
I know, we thought about that
That's
too.
what we really want to do. We want to do something just specific for like the Bobcats.
Yeah. We could ask the team.
That's what we
could
should do.
just say,
General
what
census and
what would you like to see in the trailer? You know, if you had to choose a biscuit, and then maybe do the overall pick of that. and
Hopefully they say like the ribeye biscuit.
you know, that's what I was going to say. So there's going to be like a steak and egg biscuit.
I
you know,
do have a Philly cheesesteak biscuit that
And
I've
it
done
is
before,
killer.
and it is killer.
Mhm.
You know, so there are some things that no one has even seen, but I can make them.
Okay.
Yeah. So those will pop out here and there, you know.
Do you guys have a stationary spot for the trailer, or are you just going to different events as they come up?
So now, because it's festival season, concert season, all, you know, that sort of thing, we're trying to be at as many of those as we can. As far as like daily street business, we've kind of tapered off of that just because we've got a lot on our plate to hit all these festivals and farmers markets. But if we do street business, we are normally at Murdoch's.
Okay.
And that one in Bozeman off North 7.
It's just really kind of tapered off right now because it is a new business for her and I. And it's just us, you know,
yeah.
I mean, we still do love it here. So we do want to spend some time doing our things too.
Yeah.
So we take, you know, our time off to, you know, yesterday
Well, and
we
you
spent
have
at the
to.
river. So
I think a lot of people, what they don't realize is the amount of work that goes into the trailer before we ever even come out. You know, it's basically a kitchen on wheels. So we have to before we even leave, we have to make sure everything is stable to be able to move everything. So then once we get to the area that we're at, then we have to take all that and put it all back up and get it ready to work in, and then take it all back down again when we leave.
Yeah, I mean, it's
Not
kind of
to
like
mention
if you were
all
to take
the-
your whole kitchen at your house and just pack it in totes and take it to your next kitchen, and then to unpack your whole kitchen and set it all up and then cook.
Yeah, and then pack all that back up again and take it home.
So yeah, it's
Plus,
That makes sense.
prepping food-wise for what we're going to be serving that day. So we do have to have some time that we are not out and about just to, reorder and re-prep and all that kind of stuff.
And when you're used to, and I know it's just a weird thing to say, but like you're used to a normal business of a brick and mortar and running water.
Yeah.
We have running water until that 40-gallon tank runs out. You know what I'm saying?
Correct.
So you got to be very cautious of like washing, doing, there's so many things in, and once again, filling that stuff up, dumping that stuff every day. It's stuff that just doesn't go into serving the community, serving customers. We put in a lot of hours that people never see.
Right.
So there's that part of that, the maintenance of the trailer alone, keeping the outside, the inside clean, the bearings of the axles grease, stuff like that. It's a nonstop thing that eats, having,
And we've had to learn all of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a learning.
We did. We had to learn every bit of that because we had never done this before,
It almost seems like, and I told you that I had Keenan on and talking to you guys, but it almost seems like I keep thinking of the sort of food truck court on 7th there.
Yes.
Yeah.
But it seems like there's people either have one approach or the other where they're stationary or they're going to a lot of events. Obviously I'm sure there's the beauty in like being stationary and not having to pack up like you guys are saying, but
Right.
also when you can go to a big event, you can get a volume of so many people and so much exposure. So it's probably a trade-off.
Exactly. So there's pros and cons to both of them.
Yeah.
Because we've thought about that too, about, trying to get somewhere and we just park and that's where we stay. But I enjoy, going out and seeing all the different people and going to these festivals, farmers markets or whatever. And
then also like the other food trucks. There's a lot of cool people that we're getting to know and, doing venues with and stuff. And it's really like a family, they're kind of cool folks. So it's actually setting in as a really cool gig. So us traveling a lot with it's kind of what we're into for right now. I think we discussed it, as we progress in age and business, would it be nice maybe a year to just like be, not chase it, and just take a year off and just be stationary and be like, hey guys, this is where we're going to be for this whole year. We're going to sign a lease and this is our business. And we've talked about it.
Yeah.
A few years down the road, it's very possible, but hopefully by then we have multiple trailers and can expand, which is what we're realizing. There's so many festivals and things here that we can't be everywhere, and we're asked to do 2 and 3 things on the same days here. And fortunately, Montana has 2 or 3 events every single night that we could double up. So in our thought process is expanding this, in the future as well.
Yeah. And then I'm thinking of like mobiles because they have
Totally a brick and mortar,
and
and
they have a
which would
trailer,
be
so-
amazing for us eventually. That would be, totally something we would look into because we might do a Southern eatery too.
Oh, cool.
It's really, we've really been kicking that idea around of doing a Southern eatery if we did a brick and mortar place and still having the trailers as well, but diversifying that as well.
So tell me about the trailer itself. How did you guys did you find it new? Did you build it? How did that journey go? Hi folks, quick note from me. If you don't already know, the goal of Mountain Mule is to build real connection between Montana's businesses and the people they serve. If this episode or any other has given you something worth thinking about, smiling at, passing along, I've got a small ask. Share it with a friend, text it to someone, consider following the show. Whether you're using our services directly or following and sharing the show, those simple actions help support this business as well as the businesses and guests that have been a part of the show. Thank you for supporting these Montana businesses, local jobs, and this beautiful state. Now back to the show.
Jesus. Yeah, totally. It was,
honestly and truly, that is one thing. We're very faith-based. We honestly went in through this just solely relying on our faith. And we were on our way to look at a food trailer in Helena, and to see if it was something that we could use. And we happened to pass Steer-in, Steer-in trailers there in Three Forks. And he said, I think that was a food trailer over there. And I'm like, what? No, he doesn't have food trailers. So we called, and they were like, oh, yeah, someone dropped one off on consignment, and it was Three Forks High School. They were done with using this trailer. I guess they had remodeled their kitchen in the high school. I'm not sure, but they were done with it. They didn't have anything else to do with it. They didn't need it. And so we stopped by and looked at it, and it was exactly what we needed.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah,
It was
because we're driving back from Helena and having a discussion of a real talk, like a heart to heart of business, and this is where it's got to be. So it was like, okay, the builders for these food trailers are in Utah and Idaho. So we're going to have to find a builder, and then you're going to have to put exactly the convection ovens you want, exactly the warmers you want, and build the kitchen out to spec. And then we're going to put money out there, and we're going to wait for them to call us in a year, 6 months, whatever it takes to build this thing out. And then we're going to have it, We never expected to find everything that we needed. We've added and changed and done stuff, of course. I mean, that thing is a constant changing process in there, and we're building it out as much as we can. But it sat perfect as she needed it, the way it was. And it was like, ooh, it's like a perfect little ray of sunshine that dropped on us that day. And we were like,
it was crazy.
This is meant to be, that we got to move forward. And that was our we really started pushing hard then to get everything in line, because we didn't know, like I said, we had to have like all these food classes to see, these health classes and licenses
all that stuff. And you just kind of, there's no one out there telling you like, this is what you need to do now.
Yeah, it wasn't a guy. They didn't have a plan book.
So you kind of have to figure it all out on your own.
What did the one in Helena look like? Did you say you guys went to look?
It was really nice. The lady had a nice trailer.
Yeah, it was your typical food trailer.
It was small. It was tiny. It was half the size of ours for one. So I think it was a 12-foot, and we're in a 24.
It did not have an oven.
And she had fryers, which we don't do fried.
And I need an oven, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
And our trailer that we have, it came with 2 really nice convection ovens, so it was just kind of meant to be when we found that. It was great.
So are you baking everything in those ovens day of?
Yeah.
So
we get in there hours early and start mixing by hand. We do everything ourselves. We're in there. We're throwing dough. First things in the mornings before everybody comes, we serve it up hot and fresh. We bake it literally. We time it out till the time we open our window, so it's coming out the oven. Yeah. If you see us first thing in the morning at 9 a.m. when we were opening the farmers market Saturday, you're going to get the freshest, hottest thing ever. And as soon as they start to dwindle down, she's back there baking. I'm slinging them out the window as fast as we can get rid of them, and that's how we roll. And so everything comes out just fresh, and she just keeps on baking throughout the day, and that's how we make it.
Do you guys have a max amount of biscuits you can do in a day?
No. And that's one thing that we designed this trailer for is I knew there were some really big festivals in town, and I did not want to do half of them. Mm-hmm. I wanted to be able to say, okay, this is what we can do, and really back that up. And with the trailer that we built, designed for huge volume. I mean, we mowed Mumford and Sons lines down. MSU couldn't have been happier with us.
So cool.
The only thing that would slow me down or stop me is if I run out of buttermilk.
Yeah. Okay. That would be.
Because I can't make it without it. So if I run out of that, then I'm for real sold out. Most of the time, being a food trailer and having to judge as far as your loss, because obviously you don't want to lose a lot of product at the end of the day. So we have to judge how crowds are and how they're moving as far as how much more am I going to bake, or how, you know what I mean? So when we say we're sold out in the fact of there might be 30 minutes left of the festival. Well, it takes 30 minutes for me to cook a biscuit, and then I'm cooking a larger batch, and then you guys are going to be going home. So I'm just kind of sold out at that point as far as it wouldn't make a business sense to rebake and do again. But
Yes.
normally we can bake as long as I have buttermilk.
So just to do the math of the mathing, we can do probably about 200 biscuits every 30 minutes, maybe a little less, maybe 20.
Oh, wow.
So we can do 200 every 20 minutes. And that's
And
that's a lot of work, but yeah, it could do.
How fast I'm moving that day.
Like I said, if we were moving as fast, if we had somebody back mixing and cooking, we could process 200 every 20 minutes. So we can do thousands of people in a crowd. So that was kind of the design, was we really would be a huge volume trailer that could mow down crowds where somebody, they're back to their seats. You know, there's nothing sucks. You go grab a pretzel or you go grab a hot dog and you're gone for 45 minutes and you miss your favorite song or whatever you came to show. Yeah, you miss whatever that might be. And that's not part of your experience. I didn't come to hang out in the middle of a parking lot, you know?
I think it's smart that you guys thought of this, because that can be a bummer.
And I think it surprises everyone, you know, when they come up to the window.
They order and they're like, what?
Like, oh,
this is ready? And I'm like, yeah, we got this.
You know, because I don't want you to be hanging out if you've got other things to do. I mean, especially if you're at a football game.
I want you to hang out if you want to talk, you know? I want you to BS and just be there. But as far as, you know, if you were trying to get back to your football seat, I want you not to miss a minute. You know, when they call a timeout, 2 minutes, you come see me and you're back at it. That's cool.
Yeah.
So you said you're at the Bozeman Farmers Market. It's at 9 a.m. So if people show up there at 9 a.m., that's like you're planning on stuff's coming out of the oven.
Oh, yeah.
Like 8:45, 9 a.m.
Yeah. I mean, that's, you know, everything is hot and fresh because it's baked that morning. But you will probably see me pulling them out of the oven by then. I mean, you know, when we open our windows. So that's as hot and fresh as you can get it, because I'm baking, like I said, every day. We go and stop at events early just so we can do that. I don't do any pre-baking, you know, the night before or anything like that.
To get prepped, just in time reference, it's about, when we pull up to product out the window, is about 2 hours for us.
Okay. So you're like around 7 a.m. is when you're going to be showing up to the farmer's market.
That's normally when we pull in.
And that's just us just going after it. You know, it's 100 miles an hour as fast as we can get cracking. We've got a routine and we just work in that tiny little space as harmoniously as we can.
It's
not bad.
That all the time. I mean, working with him every day, I mean, obviously, I mean, he's my best friend and we get along really well and we kind of know how to work around each other. And I know what his responsibility is in that trailer and my responsibility in that trailer. And we've just kind of taken on those roles and we just do it, and we do it at ease now because we've done it so much. So we're able to get the product out like we wanted to.
So you guys have clearly defined roles of who's doing what. And
I mean, honestly, it was really, you know, as a couple and as, you know, some people, we have a great relationship. We work well together as far as at home life, as our personal lives, as everything. So we always pick up each other's slack. You know what I'm saying? So if I'm at 80, she's got 100, you know, like she's always there for it. So we always blend those spots, and it's always pretty fluid of how we know what needs to happen. You know, everything's got to be done and it just moves. And once again, like I said, you get tied up and we can switch real quick on a dime to keep the process rolling. We acclimated to this trailer pretty well, very fast, because we didn't have a choice either. You know, sink or swim on this one.
It was sink or swim.
What have you guys learned about it so far? Anything like you would have changed or you do different?
I wish I'd have moved and done this 20 years ago. Yeah. You know, honestly.
And I will say that I wish that we would have had the opportunity, which, you know, the opportunity is here now, and so we take it. But anybody who in the back of their mind thinks, man, you know what I wish I could do? I wish I could just, you know, pack it up and move or just do it.
Do it. Yeah. Don't just think, just do it.
You know, because
just pull the trigger and go.
You know, life goes by so fast and you get so stuck in the same thing over and over and over again. And then those dreams just get further and further away from you. And the fact that we have the opportunity to chase it and to realize it and then see it and work it every day has been something that
Yeah, I would fear.
I'd be forever grateful.
I would
for.
fear comfort now. I would fear more comfort now than taking that risk. So yeah.
Yeah.
Were you guys doing anything remotely similar to this prior?
No. I actually worked with. My dad formed a custom cabinet business in the 80s.
Okay.
And I actually worked with him to take over the business once he retired. And then he actually worked for the movie industry in Atlanta.
Okay.
And so he did movies.
Yeah. I made TV and movies for years. Nothing to do with this.
No, neither one of us.
Mm-mm.
I mean, I could, build
I could
cabinet
cook,
if you want.
I could build you a car of any sorts, of any kind, and provide you with any luxury car or anything. But as far as,
food industry,
no. That was not.
But your family had a business, so you were around business.
I was, and I talked to my dad quite a bit, about what could we do or what would we need to do, and he's there to help me out as far as business, to give me some advice about things like that. But as far as restaurant and food, no,
but I mean, I did have my own business in the film industry.
Okay.
I was what they call a picture car coordinator. So anything that you see that's on wheels, on camera, whether it be a motorcycle, a car, a hamster that drives around, whatever it may be, we made that stuff. We made it happen. So in that, I had my own business through that, which, as far as running the business side of it, made it a little easier to transition of like what to do with this, that, licensing this, but taxes here,
Yeah.
all the.
So both of us had some type of background as far as that part is concerned. But as far as like
as
running
far
a restaurant,
as the,
no.
everything else concerned, no.
Yeah, you said the trailer came from God. Where did the biscuit idea come from?
Well,
Lack of space. You want to know real estate?
No,
well,
he means biscuit as far as like us doing biscuits.
Oh, yeah.
I'll be honest with you, and I will. There was a lady in my hometown that owned a little bitty restaurant out of a gas station, and she served breakfast. And every single day, that place was just slammed. And she had good biscuits, but not as good as me. And I always thought when I would come by and I would get something, I'd think, I could make these. I could probably do better than this. But I never had an opportunity to do it. And so when we moved here, we thought, why not? Why not try to, serve up some type of breakfast or lunch or, things like that would actually be for those workers that are starting that early morning. They want something good. They want something fast. And they want something affordable. And that was kind of our driving point at the beginning, that kind of took us off into what we are now. It was her little restaurant back when I was, in my hometown.
And you were talking about space, meaning like there's no real estate.
I mean, honestly, so the design, the actual muffin style design, because everybody's like, I've never seen a biscuit like this. Neither had we. In the South, it's always like a sandwich style filleted.
Stuff with
meat and whatever
want.
inside. And, that's the way we were raised with them. And when we had the smaller place, when we moved here, smaller kitchen, smaller everything, we were like, how do you roll all this stuff out? And there's no space to cut it and whatnot. So we had to do it in a bowl. Well, it worked just as amazing and it came out better with everything baked together. We just, no one had ever done it like that. So here we are with it.
This is so cool that you guys came
it's
together with this.
Yeah.
And you guys have found which I have as a business owner here, the Montana and Bozeman community to be so supportive of.
They have. And I mean, I can't say enough about the Bozeman community and the outskirts. I mean, Three Forks and Belmont.
And every other business and business owner, there's not a person here that says, if there's a connection, if there's a help, if there's some way to further, prosper here, everybody throws you that bone. Everybody calls somebody. Everybody picks up the phone. Everybody connects you with someone.
Yeah.
And it's such an outreach. And Bozeman has been the best place I mean, hands down, Montana has just been giving to us and really been like, hey, keep going, guys. Just keep going. And it's been rad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It has been
my exact experience. So always excited to hear that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know. And
And everybody cheers us on too. Everything that we do, man, we have a lot of local support with, and then it feels good.
hmm
It's really good.
yeah, I'm super, super excited to be here.
Yeah.
And to
I
have our
can't
life
wait
here.
to, see what else we can do here. We
Yeah.
just keep mowing and growing and trying to get things out there and get our name out there and get this business going. So,
So every Saturday you're at farmers market at the
Yes.
fairgrounds.
yeah.
Do you guys have anything else on the weekly?
Yeah, we do the Big Sky Farmers Market on Wednesdays. This week we'll actually be in Belgrade. We're going to do the summer nights here in Belgrade.
Okay.
We're
So
doing
we'll
the
be there.
Belgrade Farmers Market on Thursdays afternoons from 4 to 8, I think.
Yeah, no.
I'm not sure
I can't
exact
remember that.
hours. We'll
4 to
have to
7
check that.
maybe.
But
Anyway, but then we're actually going to be doing, we're going to be at the Taste of the Rockies
Taste the Rockies
At
next
the-
Friday, the 26th.
this Friday.
Yeah.
Yeah, this
This
Friday
coming
coming
Friday,
up at the Museum of the Rockies. So that'll be a fun thing. We
Nice.
heard that's pretty big, and that came from a connection. So I mean,
Through MSU.
I mean, so it's been great, as far as that. But we're
We've
actually
got Red Ants Pants coming up
Yeah.
as well.
So we're
in
gonna.
White Sulphur Springs.
That's at the end of July. We'll be there for a couple of days. So that's going to be a good thing. Something different, something fun. But that's kind of our schedule right now as far as where
Yeah.
we're going to be at the majority of most days. And we're trying to figure out if we want to pick up just a daily park.
Yeah,
and,
we might, and I think because we do have so many great locals here, especially our street business, because the winter was all locals here, of
Yep.
course. And I think we're gonna try and maybe find a day, one day, either a weekend or a weekday, just to be at Murdoch's, just to post up for the day for
Okay.
all our just locals again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're
I've
just
had
trying
quite
to
a-
wiggle
I've
it
had
out
quite
in
a
our
few phone
scheduling.
calls. Had a
Yeah.
few phone calls of, "Are you guys not out today?" And I'm like, "I'm so sorry." Yeah.
We appreciate it. We
Yeah.
love you guys, but we gotta sleep.
Yeah.
Do you guys have folks ask you to do private events
We do.
pretty
We do a
regularly?
lot.
So we offer that as well. Anytime someone has a private event, or especially a lot of businesses, want to cater to their employees or things like that, we offer that. Just shoot us an email and we'll talk about it. Normally, I try to get out a number of biscuits of how many number of people that you have, and then we work on what flavor you want and that sort of thing. And we either will pull the trailer there to your business and serve there, or we will box it and bring it to you and deliver it.
Okay.
It's just kind of however, that works, whichever works best for the business.
Okay.
Because we have actually gone to Barnard's here, and they have like a Wednesday food truck day, and they call in different food trucks on Wednesdays just to serve their employees. And so we've parked outside of that and served lunch and stuff to the employees for a couple of hours, which has been great. But yeah, anytime anyone has like a larger something catering to do, we're more than happy to work that
Yeah,
out.
we've done weddings, we've done receptions. We'll do. Yeah, we're open to any catering events or any private or construction sites. Those guys need food too. So, if the bigger constructions companies have sites where they got a bunch of guys, we'll deliver. We can make it
we'll
happen.
post up. I mean,
Yeah.
if they want us to be over there for a day, so we're open to all of those opportunities.
Is there any limitations in the wintertime? I'm just thinking of
Travel limitations. So we have kind of thought about and also freezing
That's what I was.
limitations.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got, what was it?
-10 was kind of where our sketchy moment in
One
there.
good thing I will say about our trailer and the fact that it has huge ovens, it heats the trailer.
And it's very insulated. It's a
So,
trailer,
so we don't have to too much worry about, as far as while we're working there, that things will freeze, because the trailer is heated so well with the ovens. It's just making sure that once we're done for the day and we close everything out, that nothing freezes with that.
Yeah, it gets real cold real fast in there. So about -10, it's kind of its limit of where you cut things off real quick and it starts freezing pipes and stuff starts getting crazy.
Yeah, because we have, obviously we have to.
Because it
have
happens
running
so
water,
fast
and
and
it
you
does
can't
happen,
stop.
yeah.
I don't know why I'm thinking of this, because I'm just thinking of ski resorts. If like this woman Avery was just on the podcast, her episode hasn't come out yet, but she's a partner and an owner at Showdown at that mountain.
Hmm.
I'm wondering how like you guys would be a hit in a ski.
We
Oh,
thought
we would
about
love
that. We
to.
would love
If,
to.
if
We've-
anybody is out there,
Yeah,
we
and-
would absolutely love to hit a ski hill and,
Yeah.
could be there for them, especially because we do have our winter business. There's nothing really going on except skiing and local business. So
I'll
if
share
we
this.
could-
I'll share it with her. When
Yeah,
it comes out.
absolutely.
Yeah.
If they've got,
we would be more than happy to try to get out there and serve up, even if it's for a couple of days. We could just hang out and be there and serve breakfast to everybody that's out there, or lunch.
that would be great.
Yeah.
And there's also another food truck guy in town here was talking about possibly building like an indoor food truck thing.
Oh,
like
interesting. Yeah.
kind of like what the fairgrounds have, like a big kind of
Double
like a
base, big, big.
and that
tables.
way in the wintertime people can post up inside, still have like a food truck part.
Yeah.
But it'd be inside and figure out how to sanction it, do a bar in there and have bathrooms, but have everybody's trailer where they can be indoors, plugged into the walls. And that way, everybody's there before that and ready to go out for next festival season, but it's there,
Yeah.
which would be super cool if somebody ever could, get that going up and growing in here.
I've always loved the food truck model because you always hear numbers of like how many restaurants make it, and there's just a huge overhead with a brick and mortar. But to be able to get off the ground and get out there and get a name that's known and test stuff, and you guys could speak to this better than me, but that's such a different entry point of it.
So hard, so difficult.
Yeah.
If you can just, it's like you can't give stuff away, but if you could just get it in everybody's hands,
Yeah.
if once they're there, it's kind of like you got them,
Yeah.
but it's just that initial, it's like you said, it's opening the doors. It was sketchy because man, there's days and you stand there and you sit there and you're like, man,
Yeah, and there,
it's just,
and there are days
are we
like
going to
that.
do
and,
that?
that's
It's just going to do it,
Yeah, I mean, it's just being, a new business, and anybody that will tell you if they start out with a new business, I mean, you're going to have rocky days that aren't as well as you would hope they would be, and that's just kind of part of it, but you just keep going, like we just didn't stop. We just kept going back out again, and we go back out again. And,
and every day that we got punched in the face, we had a great day after. It's just like, we just kept.
Or an opportunity would come to our trailer.
Something in a bad
so-
day, something, we'd get a phone number and something would transpire out of that was perfect. And, so it was really, it's never been a bad day,
Yeah.
Financially, maybe tough, there's been some real struggles, getting this thing off the ground, but, perseverance and really dedication and being out there and hitting the streets and working hard and just really being out there. The community's always giving back, and we've always been provided for here.
Yeah.
And you guys have great attitudes. You're just you're fun to be around.
Yeah.
I can tell you
Well,
that.
thank you.
Yeah.
But I mean, we honestly,
We're genuinely cool people. We're good people. We love our folks.
And we try our best to let that radiate off of us into our food and into serving everyone, because it's important you gotta live your day, and you gotta be happy in your day. And if we can make your day a little bit happier, either with my food or because you joked around with him for 5 minutes, that's cool. Cause then my job's done, then I'm happy,
Yeah.
So that's kind of how we've been that way the whole time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And too, I think it's always, you have great community, great people, and then people bring their dogs too.
Yeah, bring your dogs.
Bring your dogs. Please bring dogs.
Yeah, he loves to give everybody's dogs a treat, whether it be a dog treat or we do little pup cups.
Yeah.
So
Okay. Probably no complaints about that.
No.
Big dogs or small dogs, we got your dogs.
yeah,
And so when someone comes up to get a biscuit at the trailer, who are you usually meeting?
I'm usually the face you'll see.
Okay.
Yeah.
you'll see me
Me.
to the side, but
She's back there baking and stuff. And she'll get your order together sometimes.
yeah, and hand out your order. But if it's super busy, I'm
It's going to be
normally
me
in the
and
back
Mike.
baking.
You'll see the faces of me and Mike usually.
Yeah, we have a guy that helps us that we've met while we've been here, and he's been super rad and just kind of fell right in with us and just
Nice.
works it was great. And so he's there to help us out. So you'll probably see him at the window if you don't see me. Like I said, I'm normally in the back covered in flour. I feel like every time I walk out of the trailer, I feel like I'm like dusting myself off. I'm like, well, you can't make a good biscuit if you don't wear half of it. So
I know it felt good today wearing black. I don't have flour all over me. I'm like, this is abnormal.
yeah.
Do you guys ever switch it up? Like,
So
He did.
it's funny.
He
So she
did.
had to go back to Georgia, and our Saturday, once again, is right before festival season really kicked off, and our Fridays and Saturdays are really busy for local traffic. And so I was like, I can't, I know you're going out of town, but I really don't want to close, it's just a really it kind of hurt business, kind of, pull people away. So the one day, me and my best friend, Alan, that's from here, unfortunately, he had to go to LA to do a movie, but me and him opened. And I baked all day, and he ran everything else. But
It worked.
it works great.
He's been there through the whole process
Yeah.
anyway. I mean, both of us have come up with all kinds of different ideas for biscuits, so it's not like he doesn't know how to do them. So and it went well.
Yeah,
I don't
it's
think
great.
there was no complaints.
No, it's great.
No.
were you nervous of him?
Not necessarily nervous, but just the fact that I kind of had to just say, "Here it is,"
She had to relinquish the
I had to
power. That
relinquish
was
the
it.
power
It
of the
was
biscuit
not.
making.
Yeah.
Yes, that's it.
It's
That
like
was
she
it.
can't control everything.
Yeah.
You could have got yourself in trouble because, if you realize he can just do it and you can take weekends off. then-
Yeah, I know. But that's the thing, though. I people say that all the time, or he'll say, "Why don't you just go home early? I can handle this," or and I'm like, man, but this
That's
is like
not the, yeah, that's
this
not
is
what
like
we
my
do.
baby. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? And I like to be here, and I like to do what I'm doing, and I have a good time, and it's fun. So I don't really know. I think I'm gonna stay. I'm not gonna go home. So
That's good. I mean,
yeah.
that's a good sign that you're doing something you enjoy.
Yeah, it's honestly, like I said, the labor work of it is, but we love it so much. Honestly, it was, would we do it again? 100,000%. We would have chased this dream long ago if we could have, but it is what it is. And here we are now, and super blessed and happy to have it, every day, because it's been fun.
Yeah.
Are you guys serving anything else besides the biscuits?
So no, at the right now, and that's if we ever serve something other than just biscuits, that's going to be more when we decide if we're going to open up like a brick and mortar and do more of a restaurant. I honestly, I don't want to get a lot of things blended in with the trailer. I kind of want it to stay as a biscuit trailer, and I would rather showcase other things in something that I have more room to do that in.
Now, I will say the next addition to the trailer, it will have ice cream.
Okay.
Yeah, we do want to offer
We
ice
are
cream.
gonna switch, and we are gonna offer ice cream for our sweet biscuits and just
Okay.
regular ice cream. But that's coming probably within the next month. Just
Okay.
trying to make the space and fabricate some stuff. And
Yeah. I don't know if
Work
you guys
to be
want
done.
if you guys want to work with anyone. I know someone who just started doing ice cream, but I'm happy to introduce you guys if there'd be a
totally,
Possible.
totally. Especially
Yeah.
if they're a local, yeah.
yeah.
Would
Yeah,
love
she works with us with Mountain Mule, and she started doing ice cream on her own. So yeah.
Oh,
I'll connect you guys
oh.
anyway.
Oh, I would love to know.
That would be
her.
awesome.
Yeah, that would be
yeah,
fantastic.
that would be great. Anytime that we could work with another local or a local business and try to promote their product as well, that's great. I think that's a great idea.
We could definitely collab something with someone for sure, and that would work.
Is there something, because I was asking that, like thinking, do you guys, serve drinks or coffee or anything? Is there anything in your guys' mind that really complements the biscuit?
So
or is it a standalone that needs
what
nothing?
we're working,
No, the biscuits alone, honestly,
The biscuits
you
alone
just really
standalone.
need it. From just our regular Bandit was what we call a regular biscuit to all of the other ones. They're so different. It's a different food profile altogether of anything that's around. We're not getting a breakfast or lunch or stealing anybody's idea, or we
Yeah.
could pull up next to anybody. It's something so different for everyone here. It's different food for us. When we designed this, we had never had what we made. So, it's just standalone for
I will
itself.
say
So
as far as like complimenting, we are in the works of having sweet tea
Okay.
in our trailer.
yeah, that's another thing.
There's quite a
Yes,
few people
sweet
that
tea and
have asked
ice
us
cream.
about sweet tea, and I keep forgetting. Oh, that is
A southern
That's a
thing.
very
I
much a
think
southern thing, yeah.
I think people associate and they just want that. So
Yeah.
yeah.
we're
So
going to
that's
give that a
coming- that's
go
coming
and
soon.
see if that
Yeah.
that works, because we'll see.
Yeah, what did I just? Do you guys know those Element? Those
Yeah.
they have different recipes on their website, and there was like a Arnold Palmer
Mm-hmm.
ice pop that you
Mm-hmm.
can make with the Element because they have the lemonade mix.
Yeah.
And it's just
Yeah.
like thinking of creative things like that is. But you guys, in a lot of ways, you guys remind me of mobiles because it's so unique. Like
Right.
it's a one of
Right.
one
It's
thing.
kind of, yeah,
Mhm.
you kind of come in and you get something that's unique that you can't get anywhere else. And
Yeah.
it's a meal in itself. You know what I mean? So it's not something that you have to have this plus this plus this to have your meal. It's all in that one big muffin,
Yeah.
you know? So
Kind
it
of
makes
bummed
it-
I'll be out of town this weekend because I bring my fiance to try these
We'll be
things.
back.
We're,
Yeah,
hey, we're going to be
every
around.
weekend till
Yeah,
September.
Yeah.
Cool. Is there, anything else anyone in the community should know about you guys, or you want to share about what you're doing?
No, we're just happy for everybody to come out, and see us. And, if anybody has any events, please call us, small, big, whatever.
Yeah,
Whether it
let
be a
us know.
church, birthday, baseball tournament, whatever. We're open. I mean, we're new. We don't know a lot of stuff. So as we're learning, we're trying to just diversify and figure out where our niche is. But, ultimately, we're kind of open to everything and, try to be as accommodating as possible. So
Yeah, I think I don't know why I think the ski slopes would be so cool.
I think this
We
case,
did- and
we
we
actually
have-
talked about
yeah.
that.
Yeah.
And,
We have.
like a Saturday, Sunday morning.
yeah,
I like Bridger
I'm
Bowl
not
or
sure
Showdown.
who,
Because
and
nothing's
if
better
there's
than
any-
biscuit and gravy when it's
if there's any
super
conflict
cold
of
outside.
interest between their ski hills, if they have restaurants, I
That
don't
makes sense.
know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's the one thing that I would have to figure out for next year if we ventured that with which ski hills have their own restaurants and we don't step on toes because
Yeah.
that's just
Right.
not I don't want to
That's
go
not something
poach
we
on
want.
somebody's territory. Let them make their money and prosper here. And, there's enough to go around. So,
Yeah, there's
but
even,
I would love to do something with ski hill.
yeah,
Yeah.
and there's Crosscut too, the cross country place. I don't know if they have any restaurant options there too. So there's anyway. I'm just thinking, but I
Yeah.
think if that sounds like the best comfort food on a cold day.
It really
It
would
is.
be.
It is. It
It would
really
be.
is. And I mean, I'll be honest. I being, I guess, from the South, I associate like biscuit and gravy with like cold days and like that'll warm you up. But
Mm.
apparently, everybody likes to have it even when it's
I'm not
70,
gonna
70
lie.
degrees
It
outside, which
must
is
be,
great. So
a thing because we seem to, if we don't provide it even in the afternoons or evenings, people get upset.
yeah,
So
they get a little
Montanans
sad.
love their biscuit and gravy here for sure.
Yeah,
Do either of you do any snow sports?
we have not.
Are you
We've
guys gonna
never-
get
yeah.
into them?
No, I'm so excited. I want to do snow machines. My friends are coming.
Oh, they're a lot
I've
of fun.
never been on one. I'm a motocross guy. Love street bikes as well. And anything power sports is rad to me. But
They're fun.
snow with power sports is sick.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we've never been on any type of.
I want to
winter
do that, and
sports
timber sleds look
either.
really appealing.
So
Sometimes this is interesting if you tell people, like if you live in Montana, you're a Montanan, if you don't fish or, ski or snowboard, a lot of people are like, oh, thank God. I'm so sick of everyone doing that.
yeah, well, you
I've
know,
gotten that.
well, we want to experience it because
Yeah.
we never had an opportunity to,
Yeah.
because it doesn't snow but like one time a year maybe in Georgia, and then when it does, it's more ice. It's not snow, and it like completely shuts down the whole city. Like people don't get out and about. I mean, nobody.
Yeah, it's
it's just like dead, And here, everybody continues to live because it's normal.
Yeah.
But we have yet to put on a pair of skis or anything.
It's also the mildest winter ever here. I think.
Yeah, it was
Apparently, it was a Georgia winter here,
yeah.
it was
which we were so blessed to have.
We were, and we didn't know what to expect, and so because it continued to be so mild, we were able to get out and work, which is great for us. We do feel like it's not going to be that way next season.
No. That's
You
why
know,
we were kind of
but-
venturing to, be stationary with a trailer and maybe hit construction sites on the move, and just deliver to stuff.
Yeah.
And us cook and deliver to different places in town or cater or whatever, just for the winter months.
Right.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
go to a ski hill. That would be fantastic too.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was definitely probably maybe a once in a decade winner.
So we've heard.
I didn't, at some point I'm like, all right, I'm fine with this. I don't
Yeah, I
actually,
mean,
at this point, I don't want this.
yeah, I mean, we were, well, and it was a blessing for us because it gave us the opportunity to actually get out and make a name for ourselves.
Yeah,
So
because
were
we got
thankful for it.
licensed with our trailer. Like we owned it. It sat for months and months and months while we had to get all these licenses and this and this and this and this help. And so it sat till November.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when we had to go out and about, is November in Montana. So
Yeah, a little late in the game.
luckily it
thankful
worked
for
out.
a good winter or a mild winter. Yeah.
We'll be prepared for a snowy one next year.
Yeah.
Anything else you guys need from the community, or you'd want to get out there if anyone local or traveling hears this, other than try you guys out and call you if you have an event?
No, I mean, just come by the trailer whenever you see us. I mean, obviously, we said it earlier about, our social media, check in with that, follow us on there. Cause like I try to post on the daily about where we're at and where you can catch us. And just come by and see us. Even if you just come by and just meet us.
Yeah, say hello.
And say hello, and then maybe
Come
the
by,
next time
bring
come
your
by and get
dog.
a biscuit. You're going to regret not getting a biscuit. But that's
I
okay.
already am.
I let that slide because I'll
Yeah.
see you soon.
It's okay.
See when you
You'll
come
be back. That's what I'll tell you.
We tell the people that all the time. Like, you'll be back. I
You
promise.
don't get the best biscuit and gravy in Montana and not come back. Sorry.
Yeah.
And then they come right back
They do.
every time.
Yeah, I'm going to I told you I'll tell my family because they go to all the Bobcat games, and
Yeah.
we'll come find you at the fairgrounds before then anyway.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Totally.
I mean,
and
we're
thank you
just-
for this opportunity.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Really,
we do
really
thank you
appreciate
for
this.
this,
This is
'cause-
great.
Yeah, this
Yeah.
was something that's
Once again, it's another thing that's in this community through, Jordan, through this person, through that person. Here we are, and that's what Montana's about. That's what all these businesses are about, is how we network, how this thing keeps going, and how we can keep it local
Yeah.
and keep the money and keep our, faith and everything here.
Yeah,
And it's a beautiful thing.
that's the idea and the mission with Mountain Mule. And yeah, shout out to Jordan at Bank of
Yeah,
Bozeman.
Yeah, Bank of Bozeman's
Shout out to
definitely rad.
Bank of Bozeman's great. They've
Yeah.
been great to us, and they've
Yes,
given
Jordan,
us
everybody over there.
a lot of opportunities. So we're thankful for
Cool.
them.
Do you guys have a website?
We do.
Okay.
So it's Biscuit Bandits 247.
Okay. Biscuit Bandits 247, and you guys are on Instagram.
Yep,
And
Instagram, and we're on Facebook as well.
Cool. I will. Yeah, I'll put all this in the notes when this stuff comes out. So
Yeah.
Merri Ann, Jason, thank you
Yes.
guys.
Yeah,
And
thank
thank
you.
you so
yeah,
much.
thanks
We
for having
appreciate
us. We
this.
look forward to serving anybody else in the community. Come
Yeah.
and see us.
And if we can help you in any way, always.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Appreciate it,
also.
guys. Thanks for listening, folks. You can find the full blog post for every episode, along with key takeaways and links at mountain-mule.com. If you haven't yet, consider following the show. That one small action helps these Montana businesses get seen, grow, and thrive, and it helps this podcast keep going too. If you know a business that would be a good fit for the show, we'd love to hear from you. Just reach out through the website or social. Thank you for supporting these Montana businesses. See you on the next show.